Hey guys, peace. What's up? Well, as we all saw a couple days ago, there were some pretty big events going on in America. It's not really that big, but people try to make it out to be big. It was the Iowa caucus, and Amazing Atheist has already done an excellent video on why having that state pick the future of our country is kind of ridiculous, but we do it anyway. So I watched. I actually watched, oddly enough, on Fox News. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of any news organization, most especially Fox. I mean, we're all not fans of that, right? Anyways, I was watching it on there just to get some kicks out of how ridiculous the media treats it. So I was watching this bullshit, and just as always, and I know you're going to be thinking, oh geez, here it comes. Oh God, but they completely marginalized Ron Paul. Now hold on, I know, most of my audience probably thinks, well, if you're liberal, I would assume my audience is liberal, they might not be. But most of my audience has probably heard this about 1,000 times from Ron Paul fans, but it's true. I'm sorry, even Amazing Atheist has admitted it at one point, but he really does get marginalized, and I'm about to tell you a specific instance where I saw it was so ridiculous the other night at the Iowa caucus. I was telling people on Xbox about this, and they were hilarious. But it was a trap. I'm really hoping someone uploads the final minutes of the caucus before they essentially projected the winners, because you should have seen the moment where Fox knew that Ron Paul got third place. It was hilarious. They completely treated like nothing happened, like it was no special event. Oh man. And you should have seen them in the beginning of the caucus, because in the beginning they were sweating bullets, literally. They were like, oh, Ron Paul's in the beginning, or in the lead, we gotta do something. We gotta talk about this. Talk about how liberals and moderates are coming in mass and voting for him, and it's completely throwing off the caucus. No, that wasn't going on, first of all. Second of all, I mean, what can you say about this shit? I just don't even know. I'm tripping over my own words how ridiculous it is. But I mean, anyways, let me get to my story here. And it's not a story, it actually happened, but I'm gonna try to put it in a narrative, you see. So I was watching when Ron's score dropped down to 22%, and the other two, Santorum and Mitt Romney, were still up there, and they were just they were going crazy about how, oh my God, Ron Paul's not in the lead anymore. We can actually, cover stuff and not trip over our own words here. But they went crazy. And then by the end of that segment, when finally the votes were in by about 80-85%, they announced the winners, because they could project who would get, the spots, first, second, third. So they couldn't project the first two because it was so even, Santorum and Mitt, two corporatists. But they projected third, and that's where it got crazy. They projected Ron Paul would get third, and directly afterwards, they started cutting to different footages of these candidates having their caucus rally parties, their after party, basically. And they cut to the Ron Paul party during the announcement that he would get third place. Just, I don't know if it was planned, but they did. They cut to it, and they had the video footage up on screen, and the guy was announcing, we can now project that Ron Paul will get third place. And the people in the Ron Paul caucus, because I had it in another window and I was watching it, the people in the Ron Paul caucus, they were cheering. I mean, flags went up and everything. They were cheering all over the place. And he literally said this. I'm almost verbatim going to repeat to you what the announcer said. Almost verbatim. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. I can't remember exactly what he said, but this is, as far as I can remember, as closely as I can remember, this is exactly what the words he said. Now in that picture, you can see that they are all cheering, but this is actually bad for the Ron Paul campaign. He really said, I'm not even joking, he really said that. They said almost identically, this is actually bad for them. Like they were trying to dump all over their parade, without even hiding it. they just pretty much right in front of their faces, while the people in the caucus room were watching Fox News, dumped right all over them and said, this is actually a bad thing for you guys, basically trying to get a gut reaction. And I was watching the feed on the other side, and the Ron Paul people were going, you know, they were booing and everything. It was hilarious. I'm hoping I can get this footage and like put it up next to each other, like the caucus footage and then the normal footage, and make it into a video, because you should have seen it. It was hilarious. Now I'm going to be frank with you. I don't agree with Ron Paul and everything. I'm not really one to get into voting, because I've always been really cynical about it. I'm very far radical of the spectrum. I'm by all means an anarcho-syndicalist, so I might as well just be anti-political completely. But when it comes to my ideals, Ron Paul is about 50%, 60, 70%. You know, small government is a good place to start. I'm big on Chomsky, so I'm basically as low government as you can get. I don't want statist policies. I want communes. I want people to get together without state coercion. I want to eliminate, you know, wage slavery. I want to eliminate capitalism. I'm pretty radical. But Ron Paul, if he can win a presidential election in this country, I'll be okay with that, because it seems like that would be a step towards the ideals Chomsky fans and other libertarian fans would be okay with in the long run. I mean, Americans, and by far the human race, are just not ready for the most extreme thing we can get. We just can't transition into it. It's not easy. But Ron Paul would be a good step in the right direction. So I'm interested to see how this goes, and I'm hoping he finishes first in the next caucus, in the primaries. So I'm looking forward to that. But this whole video is not about that and my radical views. It's about the hilariousness of the media's coverage of it. I mean, I switched over to CNN, and I mean, there was a parade in the whole studio practically about how Mitt Romney won. It makes sense. Santorum did really good. This is good for America. Blah 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 blah. You know, the casual stuff. But it was just hilarious to see them blatantly show their bias that last night or the other night. So that was fun. That was fun. I enjoyed that. News isn't news anymore. It's just entertainment. So I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. You guys can search all over YouTube, look for that. Look for like Fox reaction to Ron Paul getting third place or something like that. Just search for it. Look for, you know, caucus results, something. I need this clip. I need to see it again, because that was hilarious. It was a live feed, so I couldn't roll it back and record it for you guys, but I want to see it. If someone could find it, I would be so grateful. Ah man, I'd be so grateful. I don't even care if you upload it to YouTube or send it to me. Just do something, get it out there, because I want to see it. It was pretty hilarious. Right, so, cheers. Hey, one quick thing, guys, I forgot to go over. I'm getting a new microphone. Woo! It's going to be a desk microphone. It's a Audio-Technica AT2020, if I remember. And I'm going to have a little pop filter right here. And I'm going to be doing a lot of voiceovers for some gameplay. And I want to do some Let's Play videos. If you're a gamer and you came to my channel, definitely subscribe. I'm doing them in the future. But for this, I want you to post in the comments a game you would like me to play for a Let's Play video. I've got a few in my mind right now. Skyrim's the big one. Been playing that for since it came out, pretty much on end. I think that's what's on everyone's mind right now. Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, maybe I might go back to that. I also want to play some oldies. You know, Diablo 2. Maybe some Warcraft. I'm a little stale on Warcraft, but I got a lot of good games in mind that I like to do gameplay on. Hopefully ones that haven't been too oversaturated on YouTube. I know Skyrim is, but I can't hold myself back. I gotta play Skyrim. So I'm definitely doing that one. So shoot me a comment and let me know what you want to see. I think that's about it. Peace.